Hey, what's happening, guys? Justin here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today we're taking a closer look at and installing the Alforex Mark II Nova Series headlights, available for all 2015 through 2017 Mustangs, along with all 2018 through 2022 Shelbys. Now, these particular options from Alforex will pair the Alpha Black all black housings with the clear lens, and will make a great option for S550 owners out there looking for an extremely high quality upgrade or replacement that does inject a small yet tasteful little inspiration from the 7th generation S650 Mustang. So with all that said, guys, let's just jump right into our features. First up, the Alforex Nova Series Mark II lights will be a 100% LED upgrade that will no doubt improve your visibility at night, as referenced in a few of our on-site customer reviews. Check those out, as always, guys, if you haven't done so already. Now, by replacing your single OEM projector with 3 of Alforex's signature 3D Ice Cube projectors, S550 owners can expect that big-time upgrade in output, along with an extremely sharp cutoff line. Now, main lighting aside, the secondary lights here on the Mark IIs are certainly the big story, because you are getting those tri-bar running lights incorporated at the top of the housing, but they're done so in a way that's very similar to the S650 Mustangs. Now, these running lights will not only serve as your running light, of course, but also your turn signal as well, thanks to the switchback sequential functionality. Now, I do want to point out, guys, those running lights are configurable too, so if you wanted to have them be white during the running lights, you totally can, or if you preferred them to be amber all the time, you can do that as well. Again, that is up to the owner at home. Now, I do also want to point out, guys, that these running lights will also contribute to a very unique startup or activation sequence, as Alforex calls it, anytime you unlock your Mustang. And might be kind of a silly little thing to some owners out there. I'm always a big fan of the little touches, and this is very, very cool. Now, last but not least, guys, I have to say these probably are one of the most aggressive looking packages when we're talking aftermarket headlights for the S550 cars, in my humble opinion. You guys might disagree with me, and that's totally fine, but there's just something about the combination of the Alpha Black housing along with those 3 individual projectors. They just really make for a tough look when the headlights are on, or even when they're off. Now, moving into construction, and I can easily say that the Alforex Nova Series headlights are going to be some of the nicest options available in the category for the S550 owners out there, from not only a performance aspect, but also from a build standpoint. Now, the housings are polypropylene, while the lenses are polycarbonate, and those lenses are treated with both an anti-fog agent along with a UV protection layer to help keep those clear lenses looking clear for many years to come. Now, these particular options do feature what is called the Alpha Black housing, and what that is basically all black, as you can see for the most part, and Alforex even smokes out those running lights up top there, and that just gives the headlights themselves a very stealthy, very aggressive appearance. Now, the headlights are DOT and SAE compliant. That does make them legal for use in all 50 states, and they do get backed by a 2-year warranty in case you run into any issues. Now, earlier on, you heard me say that the Alforex Nova Series headlights are one of the nicer options in the category, and while I firmly believe that and stand behind that, this is a clear-cut case of you get what you pay for, and the quality of the Alforex headlights does come at a higher cost. In fact, these particular options, the Mark IIs, are going to be one of the most expensive lights in the category, coming in at or around that $1,500 to $1,600 price point. So again, certainly not for the small budgets out there, but if you're really looking to make a statement and do so in a high quality manner, it's really hard to beat these options, both in functionality and in quality. All right, guys, last but not least, let's switch gears, talk about the installation process here of the Alforex headlights. Another feature that is worth pointing out is that, for the most part, guys, this is going to be a 100% plug and play install. So because of that, the site's going to call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you, I would say, at least 2 hours to complete from start to finish. But now, to give you a better idea of just how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw things out to the shop floor. Our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 13, 10, 8, and 7mm socket, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a clip removal tool. All right, today we're gonna be installing some headlights on our Mustang. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to uninstall stock ones, then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
So for this install, we're gonna have to get the car up in the air a little bit, and we're gonna have to remove the front bumper. It's a pretty simple process. I'm gonna walk you through it. So let's get started. I'm gonna start by using my clip tool to remove the clips that hold the upper rad cover on, and I'll just pull these out and pull the rad cover off. So with my rad cover out of the way, I can take my 8mm socket and remove the 6 8mm screws along the top of the bumper, but don't forget the 7mm screws hiding underneath the weather strip here, and I'm just gonna use a 7mm socket to get those out. Now I need to pull back my inner fender liner here up against the front bumper. There are 4 clips here on the inside of the wheel well. One of ours is missing, but just imagine that it's there. And there's 2 at the bottom that I'll have to remove. And then I can pull my wheel well liner back far enough to gain access to the bolt that is behind the liner on the corner of the front bumper. I'm just gonna use my clip tool once again to pull the clips out, and then I can pull the liner back. So back here at the corner of this bumper, there is a plastic bracket that mounts the fender to the bumper, and there's a 7mm screw that goes through the 2 and attaches the bumper into the fender. And what you're gonna have to do is take a 7mm socket on your ratchet to remove it. Now, our bumper has been off so many times that hardware is missing, but all you need is a 7mm socket and ratchet, and it'll come right out. Now I'm just gonna repeat this exact same process on the other side of the vehicle, and once again, remove the 7mm screw here at the corner of the bumper. Now you can pull your fender liner back once again and remove the 7mm screw right here. With our fender liners pulled back and the corner of our bumper unbolted, now we can unhook our fog lights and turn signals, as these are going to be coming off with the bumper when we remove it from the car. So I'm just gonna unplug my connectors and pull them off the back of the lights, and then I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So next I'm going to use a combination of a clip removal tool and a 7mm socket on my impact to remove the 4 screws and 2 clips on the bottom of the belly pan, but I'm going to leave it attached to the front bumper so everything comes off in one piece. All right, let's go with the screws first. So now you're going to want to very carefully pop the corners of the front bumper out. Make sure not to damage these tabs, as you will need them to reinstall the bumper. And with both of the corners popped off now, we can remove the front bumper. So now that I have my bumper pulled off, I have access to all the hardware for the headlight. I'm going to use a 10mm socket for the top and bottom 10mm screws and a 13mm socket for the outer screw. So now I can remove my headlight and unplug the connector.
All right, now before we install our headlight, you do have an option, so you can keep your DRL white or change it to amber. To do that, you have to take this access panel off of the bottom of the headlight. So we're gonna grab a Phillips head screwdriver, take all 4 Phillips head screws out. We're gonna pop this cover open. So with this cover open, you'll see a wire here that's disconnected. So with it disconnected, the DRLs will be white. With it connected, just simply plug it in. Now your DRLs will be amber. So if you want to keep them as amber, just gonna put our cover back on and reinstall our Phillips head screws. Go ahead, tighten them down with our screwdriver. And if you did want to switch them to amber, you're just going to have to do the same thing with the other headlight. All right, now that we got our factory headlights out, gonna get our new ones installed. So we just need to plug in our factory harness to our new headlight. And set that in place. And reinstall our 3 bolts that mount the headlight up. All right, so we have our one up top and our one up down bottom. Grab our ratchet and 10mm socket, tighten those 2 down. All right, then we'll go to the side and reinstall our 13mm bolt. Grab our ratchet and tighten that down. All right, once you have this done, you go ahead and repeat the same thing for the other headlight. All right, now we're gonna reinstall our bumper. First thing, get that in place. Just let that rest over top here. Come to our sides, get up around our fenders. All right, now we can start securing. We're gonna start underneath and work our way up. All right, now we're gonna start securing our hardware underneath. We have our 2 bolts up front, 4 across the back, and then our 2 push clips. We'll start with our bolts first. We're gonna grab our ratchet and 7mm socket and tighten them down. All right, now we have our 4 across the back. One of our clips is broken and missing, so we only have 3, but you will install all 4. All right, then we have our 2 push clips on either side. So we're gonna come on the back side of our bumper and plug in our harnesses. So we're gonna start with our fog light and our marker light harness. Plug those 2 back in. Now for our turn signal, we have an adapter harness that is just going to plug in line with our factory turn signal. So plug that in like that, and then the other end into our turn signal. Then we're going to take this wire and plug that into the back of our headlight. So now we're going to take our wire from our adapter harness and the back of our headlight right here and plug that into itself. My hands may block everything, but you're just going to find the right orientation and plug that in just like that, and then we can put our wheel liner back in place. All right, so now is when you would reinstall that 7mm bolt right up here that holds the bumper to the fender. Of course, ours is missing and broken. So we're just gonna get our wheel liner back in place and reinstall all of our push clips. All right, so we're gonna reinstall all of our push clips. Let's start with our one on the inside back here. One at the bottom inside. Don't forget the one underneath. All right, and then we just have our 3 up the side, with the bottom, middle, and one tucked up here on the top. All right, now you go do the same thing in the other wheel well. All right, now we're gonna start securing our bumper at the top, reinstalling our 8mm screws using our ratchet and 8mm socket. All right, and then on the ends here under the seal, you will have your other 2 bolts. Ours have been replaced with Phillips head screws, so that's what we're gonna reinstall. So you have one on either side. Over here. Then we can reinstall our plastic trim going across. And reinstall our push clips going across. All right, then we can close our hood and we're good to go. And that wraps up our install of our Alpharex Nova Series MK2 LED projector headlights with an alpha black housing and clear lens for a 2015 to 2017 Mustang and 2018 to 2022 Mustang GT350 and GT500. And remember, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.